There was once a boy named Kian who lived in a town where silence was rare and distraction was normal. Kian was smart, no doubt. He always had ideas, always had plans, but he had no focus. Every time he opened a book, his mind opened 100 tabs. He'd read the same paragraph 5 times and still not remember a word. His body was present. His brain was on vacation. From the outside, he looked like he was studying. But inside, his thoughts were all over the place. Random memories, daydreams, worries, what someone said yesterday, what he might wear tomorrow, noise, constant, unstoppable noise. Kian's teachers praised his intelligence but often asked, "Why aren't your results matching your potential?" He didn't have an answer. At home, his parents noticed the same pattern, long hours with books open, but little progress. He would say, "I'm trying," but even he knew that wasn't the full truth. One day during an important exam, Kian stared at the paper for 10 minutes. His mind blanked. Not because he didn't know the answers, but because he couldn't stay with a single thought long enough to write. He failed that exam. Not because he wasn't prepared, but because his mind had taken control of him. And for the first time, it scared him. That evening, Kian didn't play games, didn't touch his phone, didn't speak. He walked, not knowing where, until he found himself at his uncle's old bookshop. His uncle, a retired philosophy teacher, noticed something different in Kian's eyes. Without asking, he said, "Sit, let me tell you something." Kian sat, no questions, no explanations. The uncle pointed to a dusty shelf. "There's a story I once heard from a monk," he began. "It changed how I treated my mind." The story was about a man named Saran who wanted to meditate and become wise. But whenever he closed his eyes, his mind exploded. Thoughts, regrets, noise. He grew frustrated and told the monk, "I want peace, but my mind won't shut up." The monk handed him a glass filled with muddy water. "Don't move it," the monk said. "Just let it sit." Minutes passed. Slowly, the dirt settled to the bottom and the water became clear. The monk smiled. "Your mind is the same. When you stop shaking it with distractions, it clears itself." Kian leaned forward. The story hit home. "So I don't need to fight my thoughts?" he asked. His uncle shook his head. "No, you need to stop feeding them," he explained. "Every time you open 5 apps, switch 5 tasks, chase 5 ideas, you're stirring up that glass. Your mind never gets a chance to settle. You don't need more energy. You need more stillness." Kian listened closely. It wasn't a complicated idea. It was just something no one had told him before. From that day, Kian changed a single thing. His mornings, no phone, no noise, just him, a notebook, and one task. He would breathe for a minute, focus on what he wanted to do, and begin. At first, his mind resisted. The urge to check messages, to switch tabs, to daydream, it was strong. But every time it wandered, he brought it back. Just like the muddy water, slowly, his thoughts began to settle. Weeks passed. His concentration improved. He no longer needed background music or constant movement to feel productive. He learned to sit, think, act with clarity. His grades got better, sure, but the real win was quieter, internal, invisible to most. He had learned to be with himself, fully present, fully aware. Years later, Kian was invited to speak at a student seminar. A boy in the front row asked, "How did you stay focused while others got distracted?" Kian smiled. "The truth is, I used to be the most distracted person in the room." He paused, then said, "But one day I realized if I don't learn to control my mind, it will control me and take me somewhere I don't want to go." He looked out at the crowd and added, "Clarity is not a gift. It's a habit, one you build in silence, one thought at a time.